You're listening to another AppleVis podcast.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Thomas Domville. I'm going to do a podcast on a weather app called Weather Office. That's two words, weather and office. This is, yes, it is another weather app. Believe it or not, I've done quite a few weather podcasts in the past, and I know there have been many out there that we have recommended in the past. And, unfortunately, some have gone and some have kept around. This one I really like a lot because for a number of reasons. One, a lot of people ask me, why not just use Apple Weather? And the number one reason I tell people I don't like Apple Weather is pretty much because it's provided by the Weather Channel. And not that the Weather Channel is a terrible place to go or anything like that, but I don't find that the information that I want is always there, and it's not always very accurate. So here in the States, I really like following the NOAA, mostly because I feel like it's more accurate and more gives you the right forecast and temperatures and things like that I really like looking at. Now, this app too works in two countries. It works for the U.S. and Canada. So it pulls the information from the NOAA from the United States, and then pulls, I think it's called Environmental Canada. That's their own provider that's very similar to NOAA. So it works for the U.S. and Canada. This will not work for any other country, so unfortunately, I'm sorry. It is really difficult to find a weather app that is great for international use other than using the Apple Weather. So, given that, this is for the U.S. and Canada only. The one thing that's cool about the Weather Office is that, one, it's free. It does contain in-ads that is on the app itself, but you can also upgrade and purchase to get rid of the ads if you don't like the ads itself. It is very simple. There is not much to it. There's no thrills about it, but it gives you just enough information that makes it well worth it for being free, or even what I'm going to be demonstrating is without the ads itself. And you'll see what I mean by it's just clean, simple, and gets straight to the point weather. It does not substitute anything like Storm Shield or Weather Radio that gives you alerts and things like that. You still want to have those because those are notifications for alerts that storms are approaching, things like that. This does not have any notifications or anything like that. It's just simply just gives you the weather. It will give you details if there are alerts in your area, but it just won't give you any notification. Okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and open up Weather Office.
Weather Office.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and double tap on Weather Office.
Weather Office. Site. Back button.
Now, the first thing it's going to do is going to ask you for the location services because it wants to pull from your local area. So you'll leave that up to you if you want to go with that. In my case, I went ahead and give that. So it pulled my Lee Summit location. So as I swipe to the right,
Lee Summit, 64,081.
So it gives me the address, the state, and the zip code. So I'm going to swipe to the right.
Radar button.
It does have a radar capabilities. Obviously, when you double tap on this, you're not going to be able to see the radar. So just ignore that. We're going to swipe one more to the right.
Current conditions. Fair and windy, 66 degrees. Pressure 995.9 millibars. Rising. Dew point 24 degrees. Visibility 10 miles. Wind west-southwest 39 miles per hour. Humidity 20%. Sunrise, 6:55. Sunset, 17:7. NOAA/NWS observed, 11/11/15, 4:53 p.m.
And that's the beauty of it. Right there, it tells me so much that I want to hear all in one swipe. So, a lot of these weather apps, you have to swipe, and just to hear the temperature, swipe, to hear the humidity, swipe, the barometer, and whatever you have not. It's just so nice that it just reads the entire thing. So you can see what the temperature is, if the barometer is falling or increasing, which you can tell if a storm is coming by the barometer. As you heard, humidity, and I'll give you the current status, if it's raining or cloudy, things like that, all right there. Now, as I swiped one more to the right,
hazardous weather outlook, high wind warning, wind advisory, button, link.
you will get the hazardous warning. Now, you may not hear this. If there is no hazardous information out, it will not show up. But if there is, in this case, it has a high wind warning right now for my area. And there's two alerts here. If you want to see what more information about that, and it will tell you like tornado watch and things like that. So if I double tap on that,
Hazardous warning. Done. Button.
and I'm going to use the rotor to find my headings.
Language. Headings.
There it is. I'm going to swipe down once.
Warning. Heading.
So it tells me the warning.
Wind advisory. Heading level 3.
So I have a wind advisory, and I'm going to swipe to the right, see what that wind advisory is about.
Urgent weather message. National Weather Service, Kansas City / Pleasant Hill, NO. 1:56 p.m. CST, Wednesday, November 11th, 2015. KSZ 025.
So it's going to read off all the zip codes and states, and then it gives you the what the hazardous condition is. So that was the high wind.
High wind warning.
There's a high
Heading level
wind
3.
warning. So right now we have a high wind warning, and once again, if you swipe to the right,
Urgent weather message.
you can listen to and read what it does. And once again, when I swipe once to the right, it just reads the whole thing. There's no right to read the whole thing, which is pretty fantastic. I just love the simplicity behind it. Now let's go back to the top left.
Done. Button. Done.
Double tap on done.
Lee Summit 64,081.
Now we're back to this. I'm going to swipe down until we get to the hazardous area.
Lee Summit. Radar. But current conditions. Hazardous weather outlook.
There's my hazardous weather outlook. It does have, if there's any concerns besides the alert, any warnings or advisory, if there's any hazardous condition that's predicted to come up, you can also read that in that area as well. If otherwise, as everything is normal and there's no hazardous issues at all, you won't see it at all. And now we're going to get into the forecast, and it's very simple as I swipe to the right.
Veterans Day. High 75 degrees. Partly sunny. Windy. With a southwest wind 29 to 31 miles per hour. With gusts as high as 44 miles per hour.
What I like about this is that it's going to get into real particular information about things you don't get in Apple weather, like the precip. So let's see if there's any rain coming up in my forecast here.
Tonight. Low 40 degrees. Thursday. High 57 degrees. Thursday night. Low 33 degrees. Friday. High 55 degrees. Friday night. Low 38 degrees. Saturday. High 62 degrees. Saturday night. Low 43 degrees. Sunday. High 60 degrees. Sunday night. Low 45 degrees. A chance of showers. Mostly cloudy. Chance of precipitation is 40%.
That's what I like about it. And now it's going to tell me that it's going to be the chance of rain and the precipitation is 40%. So that is the real thrill about Weather Office. That's pretty much all it does. It is very easy to use. And I put it right in front of my home page on my first page of my iPhone, and I can access it quickly, see what the current condition is, read it all out real quickly, see what the forecast for today and tomorrow is, and then I'm out. It's unlike the weather radio and storm shields, whatever have not. You have to swipe a lot, which I still use, but I put them in my weather folder, and it's going to be there for that reason when there's alerts and things. And you got to remember this is free too, so I really like the simplicity behind this. Now I will show you some of the things you can do. You can add more cities than what you have for your local area if you're interested. At the top left,
Site. Back button.
there's a site, and I go back button. And now at the top,
Lee Summit 64. AT&T Wi-Fi net. Edit. Button.
okay, there's an edit button at the top left-hand corner. This is where you can edit the sites that you have here. I'm going to show you what I have.
Site. Heading. Lee Summit 64,081. NO. Fair and windy 66 degrees Fahrenheit.
So there's my Lee Summit.
Action. Lake Buena Vista. FL. Clear 81 degrees Fahrenheit.
So there's my Lake Buena Vista, Florida. So if you want to go to Lake Buena Vista, you just double tap on that, and I'll bring up the page we were just at where it shows you the current condition, any hazardous conditions going on, and then along the forecast. No, you can't access it by doing three fingers to the left and right like you do in Apple Weather. That's not possible. You have to go to the top left to go to site, and then select the site that you want to go to Lee Summit or not. Pretty much I always just leave it in Lee Summit mode, and that way every time I open it up, it goes to Lee Summit condition. Every so often I'll go back to my Lake Buena Vista, Florida, and see what's going down there in Florida. Now when you go up to the top where it says the edit,
Lee Site. Edit. Button.
double
Edit.
tap on that. going to show you how you can do a couple things here.
Site. Heading. Add. Button.
I'm going to the right, and when I swipe to the right now, you have the add button. And this is where you can add a number of sites you want. So if there's other cities you want to follow, you just double tap on that, and then it'll take you to those cities, and you can add it to your site on the Weather Office, okay? And obviously, because it's in edit mode, you can now delete the locations.
Delete Lee Summit, 64,081.
So it gives you the option to delete the location. So you just double tap on that to delete the location. So I'm not going to do any of that, so I'm going to get back out of here.
Done. Button.
At the top left is now the done button.
Edit. Button.
Now the only thing left in here is pretty much the settings.
Site. Lee Summit, 64,081. Lake Buena Vista. Settings. Button.
There's the settings.
Settings.
And that's it.
Button.
So if I go in the settings, there's not much in here to show you. Really, I don't make any changes in the settings area. There's a couple things you may want to set up once, and I'll explain why.
Settings. Heading.
As I swipe to the right.
Units.
Obviously, if you need to change the units, so if you like the
metric
better,
one, selected Imperial,
and then
button.
the Imperial,
202.
you can do so in the metric. So obviously, I'd use an Imperial.
EC radar.
The EC radar. This is not going to do us any good. This is for people that have sight and want to be able to change how the radar is being seen.
More cities.
They can add more cities. So when they look at the radar, more cities will pop up on the radar for them. This is an option to turn on and off.
Switch button. Off.
So it's off right now.
Doubled radar circles.
The radar circle, same thing. If you want to have a circle on your radar, you can turn this on and off.
Switch button. Off.
And then I'm swipe to the right.
Hourly forecast.
Hourly forecast is available. You cannot see it. It's one thing that's not seen by VoiceOver. I understood that they're working on a way to make this more VoiceOver friendly. So hopefully that will be coming. Right now is a graph.
Graph.
And you can turn this on and off.
Switch button. Off.
I have it off
Double
now
tap to
because it's not VoiceOver accessible. What it does is shows a graph, like a typical graph of the hourly forecast. So you can see the temperature going up and down, and it tells you what's going on for each hour. But we cannot see that, so I just turn this option off so it doesn't take up the space on the page that was showing my current condition.
Acknowledgements button.
All right, and lastly, there's the acknowledgement button.
Acknowledgements.
And that's it. On the top left.
Site. Back button.
We go back.
Edit.
And I'll go back to my Lee Summit.
Site. Lee Summit,
Double tap on
64,081.
Lee Summit.
Site. Back button.
And then we're back to where I had introduced you to Weather Office, and this
Lee
is where
Summit,
we have the
64,000.
conditions.
Radar. Button. Current conditions. Fair and windy.
All right. So that's pretty much Weather Office in a nutshell. It is very simple. I highly recommend this. It's a lot better accuracy when it comes to temperature and give you forecasts for precipitation and things like that because it's being pulled directly from the NOAA, which I really love a lot. I'm not a big fan of the Apple weather because I don't feel that the weather is very accurate. And not only that, it just doesn't give me the precipitation chance when it says shower on Thursday. And well, this doesn't do me well. Like, if it was only 20%, I know it's not going to be much. So I don't know. I just like that. And two, I really like the fact that how verbosity it is when it gives you the weather current condition. It gives you so much information very simply, and it's free. It's free. Download it, give it a try, give it a whirl. I just wanted to expose this to people so they can give this a try, and it's good enough for me to put it on my homepage. I like it that much, so I hope you like it too. So, all right, well, that's going to be do for the podcast here. My name is Thomas Domville. And until my next podcast, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the AppleVis community. For the latest in resources and tips and tricks to help you get the best from your Apple device, visit us online at www.applevis.com.